time, we ask that you please rise. First, for our invocation, given today by Carson-Newman beach volleyball student athlete, Hammer the Elders, and then remain standing for our national anthem.
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this opportunity for these athletes to compete. I pray that you keep everyone safe and healthy throughout this game. Please give these athletes the strength to play to the best of their abilities. I pray that we honor you in all that we do. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Welcome back to Vicky Cassie Hollyfield Softball Complex here on a Sunday morning. Ryan Wilkes with you here on the Eagles Sports Network as Carson-Newman welcomes in Concord for the start of a doubleheader here on the Eagles Sports Network. The Eagles looking to improve on a solid day yesterday. 8-0 run rule victory in 5 innings against Kentucky State. Concord fell to 0-1 after a tough loss in game 2 of the day, a wild one in which Concord led 4-0 after 6. Kentucky State rattled off 9 hits and 7 runs and won the game 7-5. So Concord coming in looking to prove something on a Sunday morning here in Jefferson City, Tennessee. The Mountain Lions will lead things off wearing the maroon jerseys and the maroon pants. If you're watching, you likely have realized the Eagles have some new digs. The orange jerseys with the white pinstripes and orange pants to don the Vic here on a Sunday morning. Leading it off for Concord will be Morgan Gleason, the center fielder. Eagles going with a similar lineup, actually the exact same from yesterday. Brooklyn Lucero out first, Abby Martin at second, Hayden Dye at short, and Macaulay Bailey at third base. Kennedy Warder calling the signals behind the dish. In the outfield, it's Trinity Brooks in left, Sienna Cameron in center, and Santana Anderson in right field. Sierra Rogers, after an 8-strikeout performance, back in the circle. She deals a first pitch low and inside for ball 1 to Morgan Gleason. First pitch coming right on the dot at 10:30, and the count a ball and no strikes to lead things off here in game 1 of 2. Rogers, again, incredibly impressive yesterday through 3 innings. Only faced 10 batters as she gets a swing and a miss on her second pitch of the day, and the count is a ball and a strike. It was all Concord through 6, as I mentioned yesterday. It looked like the Mountain Lions were on their way to starting the 2025 season on the right foot, but Kentucky State with a surge at the end to steal that game. The 1-1 to Gleason is fouled back, and the count moves a ball and 2 strikes. Morgan Gleason, the junior out of La Plata, Maryland, played in 50 games last year with 44 starts, primarily behind the plate. Moves to the outfield this year. She was a .248 hitter with 4 doubles and 16 RBIs. As she awaits the 1-2. That's low and in. And the count is a ball and 2 strikes Pretty nice day here at the Vic. Slight cloud cover, but some blue sky poking through on a day that will reach about 60 degrees at a certain point. It was chilly this morning, but continues to warm up through the morning here in Jefferson City. Count 2-2. Rogers spins it home. It's high, and the count moves full. Carson-Newman wrapping up the Eagle Invitational with 2 against Concord. Here this afternoon on Wednesday, the Eagles will welcome in Lee for a doubleheader before heading to Johnson City for the South Region Challenge over the weekend. Here's a payoff pitch from Rogers. It's inside, ball 4. A leadoff walk for Morgan Gleason. A productive first at-bat. Sees 6 pitches and reaches first base. Blake Jamerson will step in. The freshman got her first hit of her college career yesterday. It was a RBI double. The freshman from Mechanicsville, Virginia. Back in right field this afternoon. She steps in from the right-hand side. Rogers with the runner on first deals the first pitch home to Jamerson. It's a swing and a miss. Strike 1. Rogers again excellent yesterday. Only faced 10 batters, struck out 8. En route to a pretty flawless 3 innings of work. And she handed the ball to Leslie Lacey, who picked up right where she left off. Allowed just 1 hit in the complete 1-hit performance for the Eagle pitching staff. Next pitch is back to the circle. Throw to second for 1. No throw to first. And that's a fielder's choice. 1-6 for the first out. Jamerson replaces Gleason at first. And there's 1 down for the Eagle defense. Courtney Raines will step in now, the second baseman this afternoon for Concord. As Jamerson toes the first base back. The corners are in for the Eagle defense. Raines a solid day yesterday. Steps back in from the right side as Rogers deals the first pitch home. It's a pop behind the plate and out of play. Courtney Raines, one of the top returners for Concord this year. She was in the AFCA second-team All-Region selection last year and All-MEC second-team selection as well. After a .353 batting average, Rogers deals the next pitch home. It's high and inside. Count evens at a ball and a strike. She had an MEC best 16 doubles, added 3 home runs, and a career-high 40 RBIs. Courtney Raines has improved year over year for Concord. Started all 54 games a season ago as the 1-1 pitch is dealt high, and the count moves 2 balls and a strike. The Eagles come to the plate. It'll be Sienna Cameron to lead things off. Hayden Dye and Macaulay Bailey, 1, 2, 3 in the Eagles order. When Carson-Newman comes to the dish. Right now, Sierra Rogers trying to deal with Jamerson on first base. As a 2-1 pitch home is popped foul behind the dish, and the count 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 down here in the top of the first inning. Again, we'll play 2. The second game will shortly follow this game 1. Eagles improved on season openers yesterday, coming into yesterday, 34-3, now 35-3. In season openers with a dominant first ball game as a 2-2 home. It's popped foul once again. Rain stays alive as the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Alina Giles is on deck. Lacey Lewis in the hole for the Concord offense, who looks to start things off on the right foot in Game 2 of their 2025 season. Rogers deals the next 2-2 home. Popped foul once again behind the dish. Warder gives it a look, and it will sky behind the home plate netting and out of play. Nice at-bat worked here by Courtney Raines to stay alive in the count. As Rogers walks outside the circle, prepares for the next 2-2 offering. Kennedy Warder signals behind the dish to her infield. Jamerson on first after replacing Morgan Gleason on the fielder's choice. The next 2-2 on the way from Rogers. Outside, ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 down for the Eagle defense here in the top half of the first inning. Rogers started the day yesterday by striking out the side, starting her season off on the right foot, facing a little bit of adversity here in the first inning. The payoff, low and inside, ball 4. Jamerson heads to second. Raines will take the first base bag on the second free pass from Sierra Rogers here in the first frame of action. First and second now for Concord. A little traffic on the base pass for Alina Giles, as Concord looks to strike first. Left fielder Giles ready's in the box. Rogers takes a peek at her wrist and prepares to deal the first pitch of the at-bat. Rogers spins and fires high and inside. Ball 1. We'll talk some sack softball action here in a little bit as the season got underway. Some surprising results yesterday we'll get to in just a moment. As Rogers takes a deep breath and readies to deal the 1-0 offering to Alina Giles. Here's a pitch home. Clips the inside corner of the plate for a called strike, and the count evens at a ball and a strike. Rogers taking her time off the rubber. She'll step back in. Ball and a strike. The count. Runners on first and second. The 1-1 home is fouled back, and the count moves a ball and 2 strikes. So yesterday, Lenore Ryan, ranked 4th to start the season, fell to Central Oklahoma in Game 1 of their 2025 campaign. As Rogers deals the 1-2 home, an off-speed pitch that's looped in a left center gap. It'll drop in front of Trinity Brooks. Rounding third, coming home is Jamerson. She will score, and Concord is on the board first. Alina Giles rips an RBI single, and it's a 1-0 Mountain Lions. Nice piece of hitting from Giles. Took it to the left center gap, and Jamerson scores easy from second. Raines moves over to second base, and Concord has cracked the score column first this morning. Here's Lacey Lewis, runner still on first and second, and just one away. First pitch home from Rogers is low and in for ball 1. One really surprising result in the South Atlantic Conference yesterday. Emory and Henry hangs 32 runs on Lees McRae. 32-1 the final score there. Not sure I've seen more runs in a softball game than in that ball game right there. As the 1-0 is low and in. Ball 2. E&H struck with 9 runs in the first, 10 in the second, 9 more in the third, and 4 in the fourth. Lees McRae actually had the lead at one point. Scored in the top of the first, made it 1-0, but Emory and Henry scored a mere 32 unanswered runs in a dominant victory over Lees McRae. As Rogers spins and deals the 1-0 home. Down the middle for a called strike, and the count is a ball and a strike. Giles on first after the RBI single. Courtney Raines stands on second for Concord, who has the 1-0 lead here early in this ball game. As Rogers toes the rubber, spins and deals a 2-1. Just a hair low, and the count is 3 balls and a strike. A little bit of adversity for Sierra Rogers. Didn't face nearly any yesterday in a dominant performance, but today Concord, again, after dropping that game yesterday, coming out hungry here in Game 2 of their season and creating a little traffic to start this ball game. The 3-1. This one drilled deep to center. Going back is Cameron to the track, the wall, and that ball is going to leave. A 3-run home run for Lacey Lewis. And Concord has a 4-0 lead in the top of the first. First home run of the Vic in 2025 comes off the bat of Lacey Lewis. And a 4 spot in the top of the first inning for the Mountain Lions. Put a charge into that one. Could tell it was going somewhere off the bat. And it's out to dead center. Kendall Morgan will step in. Base is now empty. Still just one away for the Eagle defense. Carson-Newman finds itself behind for the first time in 2025. First time the opponent has scored through a game and some change. 4 runs on 2 hits so far for Concord, but there are important hits with the Alina Giles RBI single and then a 3-run home run from Lewis as a cut and a miss up high by Kendall Morgan. Count is 0-1. Kayla Schulter's on deck. Kendall Garvey in the hole for Concord. As we go 6, 7, and 8 in the Mountain Lion order here in the first. The 0-1 home from Rogers is high, and the count evens at a ball and a strike. Some other Southland Conference action between Friday and yesterday. On Friday, it was Lenore Ryan who fell to Central Oklahoma. Limestone had a big win over Glenville State and then took down Converse later that day. The Saints 2-0 here in 2025 as the 1-1 home is a cut and miss up high. Strike 2. Lenore Ryan again picked placed fourth in the preseason poll. 0-2 so far this season. Fell to Spring Hill yesterday as a 1-2 is chopped foul to the right side. And the count remains a ball and 2 strikes. Base is empty for Kendall Morgan after the 3-run home run off the bat of Lacey Lewis for just joining us. A 4th spot here in the top of the first for Concord. Off 2 hits, an Alina Giles RBI single, and a Lacey Lewis 3-run home run. As Rogers spins and deals a 1-2, it's low and in. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Eagle offense will be facing a hole in the bottom half of the first, but the offense was out and about yesterday. The Eagles look to strike back once they get to the plate, but still some work to do here in the top of the first. A 2-2 is chopped up the middle. That'll get through for a base hit. 3rd hit of the frame for Concord comes off the bat of Kendall Morgan. She reaches on a single, and now Kayla Schulter will step up to the dish. Productive at-bats from the Mountain Lions here in the first. With another base runner and just one away. Talking to head coach Michael Graves, he said he expected the Mountain Lions to come out ready to play after a tough one yesterday, and certainly have done so thus far. First pitch from Rogers to Schulter is high and away for ball 1. Morgan on first after the 1-out single. Kayla Schulter in the box after Concord's 3rd hit here in the top of the first. Rogers toes the rubber, spins and deals. Low for ball 2. Morgan takes off, steals second on a throw that skips into Hayden Dye. Concord, a base-stealing team, 68 stolen bases a season ago out of 75 attempts, and one right there as Morgan nabs second, and she's in the scoring position. So another duck on the pond for Concord here in the first. As Rogers deals a 1-0 home, it's low and in for ball 2. Excuse me, ball 3. It's 3-0. Schulter likely taking all the way here in a 3 balls and no strike count with Morgan on second. 3-0 pitch home from Rogers is in for a called strike, and the count moves 3-1. Morgan on second after the single and a stolen base, with Concord leading 4-0 here in the top of the first. As Rogers deals a 3-1 pitch home, it's low and in, ball 4. First and second now for Concord, as Riley Sykes is quickly going to enter for Sierra Rogers. So quick pitching change for Carson-Newman. It'll be Riley Sykes to enter the circle. First appearance for Sykes this season, first appearance since 2023 for the right-hander Riley Sykes. Take a quick break. talk about Sykes on the other side here on the Eagle Sports Network.
Sure, we've been around a while, 171 years to be exact. We know the power of a liberal arts-based Christian education and the tremendous potential of what can be found on this campus, within this community. We are adventurers, dreamers, believers, passionate and compassionate, curious and clever, driven by a common purpose towards a common goal.
I found my passion.
I found purpose.
We are Carson-Newman.
What will you find?
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
Back here on the Eagle Sports Network, Riley Sykes enters for Sierra Rogers here in the first, and she'll face Kendall Garvey, a first pitch strike out of the hand of Riley Sykes, her first pitch since 2023, which in that 2023 season, a 3.52 ERA, 6-1 record across 14 appearances as she deals an 0-1 pitch home to Garvey, a cut and a foul tip. Off the bat of Garvey, and the count quickly 0-2. Sykes is one of the most consistent pitchers in the strike zone in 2023, ranked top 10 nationally with only 7 free passes in that 2023 season. Comes in with 2 inherited base runners on first and second as the 0-2 is fouled off, and the count remains no balls and 2 strikes. 4-0 Mountain Lions here in the top of the first. Concord has come out swinging and started with a Morgan Gleason walk. Jamerson reached on a fielder's choice, a Courtney Raines walk, and then Alina Giles RBI single before Lacey Lewis blasted a 3-run home run. Kendall Morgan followed it up with a single, and Kayla Schulter on first with a walk as Garvey cuts and misses up high. Strike 3. First punch out for Riley Sykes in the 2025 season, and there's 2 down. Gianna Sloan-LeBron steps in from the right side with 2 down. Still runners on first and second. An opportunity for Concord to add more, but Sykes looking to keep the deficit right where it is. First pitch home to Sloan-LeBron is cut on a miss down low for strike 1. Sloan-LeBron rounds out the first trip through the Concord order. It'll head back to the top for Morgan Gleason. Sykes looks to end the frame right here. 0-1 the count. As Sykes delivers home, it's fouled back. And the count 0-2. Sloan-LeBron 1 for 1 yesterday. As she awaits the 0-2 offering from Sykes, the pitch home is fouled back once again. The count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Schulter on first. Morgan on second as Concord has opened the scoring with 4 runs here in the top of the first, looking to add more. Mountain Lions had the same lead yesterday heading in the top of the 7th against Kentucky State before the Thoroughbreds rattled off 9 hits and 7 runs as the 0-2 pitch home is a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Riley Sykes sends a frame with 2 strikeouts to keep the deficit right where it is. It's Concord 4 in the top of the first. As we head to the bottom half, Carson-Newman looks to respond on the other side here on the Eagle Sports Network.
How do you know you're in a community, not just a town? Well, strangers smile as they walk by. They refill your coffee without you asking. And when you ask directions, people offer to walk you there. Communities give more. The way you know when you walk into First Bank that you are in a real community bank. Great products, direct access to your local bankers, and relationships that can last a lifetime. Don't just have an account. Have a community with First Bank. Member FDIC.
At InterDigital, we strive to be a leading provider of cutting-edge digital and marketing solutions. At InterDigital, we want to help our clients find success. Our team of technology gurus work together to ensure InterDigital continues to progress forward as technology advances. At InterDigital, we make technology work for you. Visit interdigital.com for IT support, web development, virtual tours, graphic design, internet marketing, mobile app, and film production services.
InterDigital, laser focused on your success.
Back on the Eagles Sports Network, Carson-Newman looks for an answer as Concord puts up a 4th spot in the top of the first. Ryan Wilkes with you here on the Eagles Sports Network as Eagles prepare to face off with Josie Irvin. Pitched 3 innings yesterday, allowed just 2 hits, struck out 3, and faced 11 hitters. As Sienna Cameron, who opened her 2025 season with a double yesterday, steps in from the left side, looking to spark this Carson-Newman offense here in the bottom half of the first. Concord powered by a 3-run home run off the bat of Lacey Lewis in the first, but Riley Seitz came in and did an excellent job to get 2 strikeouts and end the frame right where it was as the lefty Irvin deals to Cameron. She squares the bunt and pulls back as the pitch is low for ball 1. Irvin, the lefty, one of Concord's more productive arms last year, pitched over 100 innings as the 1-0 pitch just misses off the plate for ball 2. It'll be Cameron, Dye, and Bailey due up for Carson-Newman here in the bottom half of the first. As the pitch home to Cameron is dribbled up the middle. That'll be a base hit. Sienna Cameron, nice piece of hitting. She slaps it back up the middle, and Carson-Newman has a leadoff base runner. Second hit of the year for Cameron. She also had a RBI ground out yesterday. As Hayden Dye will step in. Look to do something with Cameron on first. Again, the Eagles looking to answer Concord's spurt in the first. As Irvin deals home to Dye, she watches it up and away for ball 1. Eagles offense certainly capable of playing from behind. Offense that returns a lot of talent and adds one of the more productive bats in the South Atlantic Conference in Santana Anderson, who's in the hole. Next pitch home to Dye. A called strike on the outer edge, and the count evens at a ball and a strike. 4 runs on 3 hits for Concord in the top of the first. Sienna Cameron starts things off the right way for the Eagles. Here in the bottom half of the leadoff single. There's Hayden Dye looking for her first hit in 2025. Awaits the 1-1 pitch. It's an off-speed pitch that finds the middle of the zone. And the count 1-2. Cameron aboard first. Certainly a stolen base threat. As Irvin delivers home to Dye. Pitch misses. And the count's 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out for the Eagle offense here in the bottom half of the first. So lefty Irvin ready to deal to Dye. The pitch home. Grounded to second. Rain scoops it up. Throw to second for 1. To first, no throw. As Lewis holds on to it. It's a 4-6 fielder's choice that puts Hayden Dye in place of Sienna Cameron on first base. And there's 1 down for the Concord defense. Here's Macaulay Bailey. She roped a 2 RBI double in yesterday's action. Looks for another productive at-bat here with 1 down in the bottom of the first. First pitch home to Bailey. Misses high for ball 1. Sun's starting to peek through the cloud cover here at the Vic as temperatures start to warm. See some fans up on the hill taking in some Carson-Newman early season action here at Vicky Kazee Hollyfield Softball Complex. A 1-0 home to Bailey. Catches the bottom of the zone. The count evens at a ball and a strike. Hayden Dye on first. Macaulay Bailey in the box. Santana Anderson, the limestone transfer, awaits on deck. Talked a lot about Bailey. She became the first player in program history to tally back-to-back 15 home run seasons. She replicated her numbers in her sophomore season. She lifts this one to right. Underneath it is a right fielder, Jamerson. She'll put it away for the second out. So after the leadoff single, back-to-back outs. And there's 2 down. Here's Santana Anderson. I think she certainly had the hardest hit ball of yesterday's game. Absolutely roped to single to left. And she stands in from the right side. Dye remains on first with 2 down. Irvin spins and deals the first pitch home. It's low for ball 1. After the leadoff single, Josie Irvin has settled in. Talked about her a little bit. Her production last year for Concord. In her freshman season, she deals home the 1-0 pitch. It's high. Check back to first on Dye. Gets away from Garvey just a little bit, but not far enough to advance Hayden Dye. She's back in safely at first. Lewisburg, West Virginia native Josie Irvin tossed 103 and 2/3 innings last year. 4-5 record, 4.19 ERA. Also had 2 saves on the season. As a 2-0 pitch home to Anderson, low and in. Actually called strike in the count. 2 balls and a strike. 3 complete games for Irvin last year across 19 starts. She appeared in 33 games. And she holds the ball on her left hip. Gets the call and deals home the 2-1 to Anderson. Anderson watches it low. Ball 3. Eagles looking for some 2-out magic. Trailing 4-0 in the bottom of the first inning. As Irvin gets the signal. Deals a 3-1 home to Santana Anderson. Check swing. She went around and it's strike 2. Full count for Santana Anderson with 2 down. In the bottom of the first inning, 1 hit for the Eagles so far. It was a Sienna Cameron leadoff single back up the middle. She continues to be impressive in her return to action. The payoff home to Anderson. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Hayden Dye stranded on first. The Eagles do get 1 hit, but unable to crack the run column. It's 4-0 Concord after 1. We'll head to the second inning. The Mountain Lions look to add to the lead on the other side here on the Eagles Sports Network.
When you're sick and tired of fast food and need a fresh home-cooked meal, turn to Lisa's Country Kitchen. Lisa's been cooking up her fresh, never-frozen food for the Lakeway area for more than 15 years. Lisa's cares about her customers. You may enter a stranger, but you'll leave a friend. From foot-long hot dogs to juicy steaks, Lisa's has the best food for the best prices.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
Serving East Tennessee for 40 years, Magaha Electric is the perfect choice for all your electrical projects. Magaha Electric specializes in commercial, retail, manufacturing, residential, and industrial contracting needs. Magaha Electric can provide superior service, technical know-how, and realistic budgeting for any size project in a timely, cost-effective manner. Visit MagahaElectric.com for all your electrical contracting needs. Magaha Electric, your East Tennessee electrical contracting source.
Back on the Eagles Sports Network, Riley Sykes back out there after getting the last 2 outs of the first. Looks to keep this deficit right where it is. 4-0 Concord after 1. Ryan Wilkes with you here on the Eagles Sports Network. Sykes back in the circle. Sykes in 2023 struck out a career-high 7 against Concord on February 1st. Has 2 in her first 2 batters faced as it's back to the top for Concord. Morgan Gleason will step in. She led off the game with a leadoff walk as Sykes deals the first pitch to Gleason. It's fouled back in the count 0-1. Going back over the Carson-Newman defensive alignment, same as yesterday. Brooklyn Lucero at first, Abby Martin at second, Hayden Dye at short, Macaulay Bailey at third, and Warder behind the dish in the outfield. It's Anderson in right, Cameron in center, and Brooks in left field. The right-handed Sykes delivers the 0-1 pitch home. It's a bit high, and the count evens at 1-1. Talked a little bit about Abby Martin yesterday. She started all her games in the outfield last year. It's a move to second with the addition of Santana Anderson and the return of Sienna Cameron. She'll likely be the Eagles' day-to-day second baseman. This pitch misses low. Count moves 2 balls and a strike. 59 2/3 innings for Sykes in her 2023 campaign. Really impressive year for her as she deals a 2-1 pitch home. It's inside, ball 3. 3 balls and a strike, nobody out in the top of the second for the leadoff hitting Morgan Gleason. Blake Jamerson on deck. Courtney Raines in the hole for the Concord offense. Sykes deals a 3-1. A called strike down the middle, and the count moves full. Sykes very unlikely in her 2023 campaign to deal out many walks as she deals a 3-2 home. It's lace right side. Martin lays out, makes the grab for out number 1. What a play by Abby Martin. Takes away a base hit from Morgan Gleason, and there's one down. Looking like a natural out at second base is Abby Martin. There's one down for the Eagle defense as Blake Jamerson stands back in. She reached on a fielder's choice, and her first plate appearance came around to score. Sykes deals the first pitch to home to her. It's fouled back in the count, 0-1. More action coming your way on the Eagle Sports Network. 1 o'clock first pitch between Carson-Newman and King at the Silver Diamond Baseball Complex. The Eagles look for the sweep, a dominant performance yesterday. 17-0 in Game 1, 9-5 in Game 2 for Tom Griffin's squad as the 0-1 pitch is low. Count evens at a ball and a strike. Raines awaits on deck. Giles in the hole. Start of 4 consecutive batters that reached in their first times at the plate as the 1-1 home is skied right side down the line. Anderson gives chase, but it falls in foul ground, and the count moves a ball and 2 strikes. Jamerson, the freshman, a big knock yesterday. A 2 RBI double in the game against Kentucky State, making an impact early in her Concord career. She awaits the 1-2 pitch from Sykes. This one skied high right side, this time in fair ground. Martin underneath it. She makes the play for out number 2. Abby Martin, a ball magnet here in the second. Puts away the first 2 outs of the frame. And that'll bring Courtney Raines to the dish. Saw yesterday when Concord took a 4-0 lead against Kentucky State. Liswannette Flores kept the game within reach, and Kentucky State was eventually able to break through with that 7-run 7th inning. Kind of a similar situation breaking out this afternoon with Riley Sykes coming in, having to keep this deficit right where it is as the first pitch home to Raines is a called strike. The count 0-1. Raines, a returning All-MEC player, a second-team selection after her performance last season, hit over 350 with the Mountain Lions. She walked in her first plate appearance today. She's 1 for 2 on the season. She awaits the 0-1 offering. The pitch home is blown outside. Counts a ball and a strike. Again, looking forward in the Carson-Newman schedule. One more against Concord this afternoon before Lee comes to town on Wednesday for a doubleheader. That's a 1-1 pitch is grounded left side. It's a foul ball just to the left of the third base bag. And the count is 1-2. Just barely foul. Would have been extra bases for Raines on a hard hit ball to the left side. She'll step back in to face a 1-2 offering from Riley Sykes. Inning and a third for Sykes so far. No hits, 2 strikeouts. She's faced 4 batters. And she deals the 1-2. Raines watches it just inside, and the count moves 2-2. Barely missed it, Riley Sykes on that one. As it's deuces wild on the scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases empty for Courtney Raines. Sykes deals a 2-2 pitch home. Called strike 3 on the outer edge. It's a 1-2-3 frame for Riley Sykes. Tallies her 3rd strikeout and keeps the deficit right where it is. After 1.5, it's 4-0 Concord. Eagles come to the plate looking for a response on the other side here on the Eagle Sports Network.
This is Carson-Newman men's basketball alum Taylor Hawkins. I want to help your family secure its financial future. I'm with Modern Woodman Financial Planning, where we touch lives and secure futures. Let Modern Woodman protect your family's financial security through life insurance, retirement planning, and financial services. You can contact me, Taylor Hawkins, at cneagles.com/Modern Woodman. That's cneagles.com/Modern Woodman. Help secure your family's financial future through Modern Woodman Financial Planning.
The #1 source for Carson-Newman athletics gear is shopcneagles.com, where you can find gear from Adidas, Columbia, Nike, and Under Armour. Shirts, jerseys, sweatshirts, shorts, pants, hats, and scarves. Shop CNEagles.com is your source for everything CN. You can even show your school spirit on your smartphone or tablet. All of your game day essentials can be found in one place. Shop CNEagles.com.
Brooklyn Lucero leads off the frame for Carson-Newman after Riley Sykes sets down the Mountain Lion offense 1-2-3. 2 flyouts to second. A line out that Abby Martin snagged on a dive and then a strikeout to end the frame. First pitch from Irvin to Lucero is low for ball 1. Brooklyn Lucero, one of Carson-Newman's preseason all-sack selections. Really came on in the middle of last season towards the end as the pitch home to Lucero is low, ball 2. 2-0 the count to the Eagles' first baseman, Brooklyn Lucero. Irvin peeks at her wrist. Fires home. Low, ball 3. Brooklyn Lucero was excellent last year in South Atlantic Conference play. Hit .368 against conference opponents. As a 3-0 pitch from Irvin home is fouled off. Green light for Lucero and a 3-0 count. She fouls it off. Count moves 3 balls and a strike. Bases empty, nobody out with Lucero at the dish for the Eagles. Winter Morris on deck. Kennedy Waters in the hole for Carson-Newman. 1 for 2 day for Lucero yesterday. As she awaits the 3-1. The pitch home is high, ball 4. Leadoff walk for Brooklyn Lucero, back-to-back innings where Carson-Newman gets a leadoff base runner. Here's Winter Morris. She set the game into run rule territory yesterday with a, we'll call it a walk-off RBI single in a pinch-hitting appearance for the sophomore. She stands in from the right side. Irvin fires home low for ball 1. The Eagles trail 4-0, but still early in this ball game, and Riley Sykes has done a nice job in relief. Taking over for Sierra Rogers after just a third of an inning, as we'll see a mound visit here. And a 1-0 count to Winter Morris. While we have a second, let's take a look back at the South Atlantic Conference. Talked about some of the scores. A ton of South Atlantic Conference action over the past few days. Limestone with another win over West Virginia Wesleyan. 6-4. Lenore Ryan fell to 0-3 yesterday. Dropped a game to Auburn Montgomery 6-0. And lost to Spring Hill as well. So a little bit of a struggle for the Bears out of the gate. As Morris steps back in, the circle visit concludes. As a 1-0 pitch home to Morris. It is inside, ball 2. Irvin struggling a little bit to find the strike zone here in the second. A leadoff walk to Lucero, and now a 2-0 count to Winter Morris as the pitch home is up and in. Ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes, nobody out. Lucero on first after a 5-pitch walk. And now Irvin in danger of dealing back-to-back walks. This pitch up and in. Ball 4, and Winter Morris takes first. Back-to-back walks for the Eagles. Puts runners on first and second with nobody out for Kennedy Warder. Warder made her presence felt yesterday in a big way. A 3 RBI triple to open the scoring for Carson-Newman. As she awaits the first pitch home. Gets his inner part of the plate for a called strike. First and second for Carson-Newman. Warder, senior out of Harrodsburg, Kentucky. Awaits a 0-1 pitch from Irvin. It's low, and the count evens at 1-1. Warder's been a consistent presence for Carson-Newman in her time here. Back for her 4th season. She awaits a 1-1 pitch. Inside corner. And it's 1-2. 271 average for Warder last year across 43 starts. 432, 367 on base percentage. As she awaits a 1-2. It's Up and in. Did it get her? Yes, it did. Kennedy Warder hit by a pitch, and she'll reach first, moves Winter Morris to second, and Brooklyn Lucero to third. And just like that, Carson-Newman brings a tying run to the dish. No hits yet for the Eagles, but no hits in this inning, but 2 walks and a hit by pitch that loads the bases. Abby Martin, who made 2 nice plays in the top half of the second, looking to make an impact offensively. Here's the first pitch from Irvin. It's low for ball 1. Warder on first, Morris on second, Lucero on third for the Eagles with nobody out in the bottom half of the second inning. The 1-0 pitch home is high, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes to Abby Martin, junior out of Gadsden, Alabama. Awaits a 2-0 pitch. It's outside, ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes, nobody out for Abby Martin, who started 49 games last season, hit .303. That's a 3-0 pitch home from Irvin. Low and outside, ball 4. That walks in a run as Lucero will trot and touch home. And Abby Martin moves the runner station to station. Winter Morris to third, Kennedy Warder to second, and Martin takes over at first. Eagles on the board here in the bottom of the second, and still room for more. We're going to see maybe a pinch runner here at third as head coach Michael Graves talks to the home plate umpires. It's going to be Addie Saunders to pinch hit for Trinity Brooks. The freshman Addie Saunders out of Radford, Virginia. She had a plate appearance yesterday, resulting in a catcher's interference that scored a run. And a big opportunity for the freshman with nobody out in the second. First pitch home from Irvin to Saunders is a line drive to third. Snagged on the line by Morgan. Throw back to first to check on Martin, not in time. But that's out number 1. Hard hit ball by Saunders, but it was right to Morgan at third base. And heads up base running by Martin to get back to the bag in time. As the bases remain loaded. The leadoff, Sienna Cameron. First pitch is high. Good job by Sloan LeBron to hop out of her stance and keep that one from hitting the backstop as the count moves the ball and no strikes. Cameron 1 for 1 with the single. A leadoff single for the Eagles in the first. The 1-0 pitch home is lined to short, snagged by Lewis. Throw back to second. Gets Warder off the bag. It's an inning-ending double play. Line drive off the bat of Cameron caught Warder off the bag. And the Eagles strand the bases loaded. Did get one on a bases loaded walk. But more to be desired in the second. 4-1 after 2 out of the top of the third. Concord leads here on the Eagles Sports Network.
Tri-Light is proud to support Carson-Newman Athletics. We salute the student athletes who are working hard to make great things happen on the field, in the classroom, and in the world. It takes vision, commitment, and teamwork, qualities we share at Tri-Light. Our mission is to provide life-changing opportunities by building a world-class fiber broadband network. If you'd like to learn more, please visit trilight.net or call us at 833-847-0824.
We select our insurance companies the same way you do, very carefully. When you work with us, you can count on receiving fast, courteous, and professional service and quality protection through Auto Owners Insurance. For a no-problem approach for your life, home, car, and business insurance needs, ask us about the No Problem Company, Auto Owners Insurance. Call Bible Insurance Agency at 423-586-4320 or go by 1600 East Andrew Johnson Highway in Morristown, serving the Lakeway area's insurance needs since 1931.
Back at the Vic, Carson-Newman does get on the board in the bottom of the second, but more to be desired in that half inning. Had the bases loaded, Sienna Cameron at the plate with one down and a line drive to short. It's tough positioning for Kennedy Ward. Got off the bag and doubled up to end the frame. 4-1 Concord after 2. Riley Sykes back out there to face off with Alina Giles to start the top of the third. Nice outing from Sykes so far. She deals the first pitch home. It's called strike at the bottom of the zone, and the count 0-1. Turning out to be a beautiful day here in Jefferson City. Slight breeze moving out towards left center field. The skies now clear. Starting the day with a cloud cover, but it's since cleared up as the next pitch is dribbled back towards the circle. Gets off the glove of Sykes, and Alina Giles is going to reach first base. We'll call it an infield single for now, as Sykes can't get to it. And it's the second hit of the day for Alina Giles. Tough play for Sykes. Had to come out of position to try and make that play and just couldn't get the loose ball. Here's Lacey Lewis. She is the top run producer in the ball game with her 3-run home run in the first. As Sykes deals home to Lewis on the inside corner for a called strike. Leadoff base runner for the Mountain Lions in the top half of the third. 4 runs on 4 hits for Concord to jump out to a 4-1 advantage over Carson-Newman. 0-1 pitch home is low. Count evens at a ball and a strike. And if you're just joining us, you see the Lady Eagles have some new digs for 2025. Some really clean orange pinstripe jerseys, orange tops, orange pants with the white socks. As a 1-1 pitch home is low and outside. Count moves 2 balls and a strike. Through 2 innings, Carson-Newman's left 3 runners on base, all coming there in the second, leaving the bases loaded. Concord stranded 2 in the early action as Lewis awaits a 2-1 pitch from Sykes. This one lined back up the middle. It's a base hit. Back-to-back hits for Concord. Lewis's second hit of the day. And it's first and second with nobody out. That brings in Kendall Morgan, who's also 1 for 1 on the day. First traffic really for Riley Sykes since inheriting the 2 base runners when taking over for Sierra Rogers. Same situation here with nobody out. In the top half of the third, Morgan awaits the first pitch. It's dribbled to the left side, foul to left of the third base bag. As Morgan pulled it a hair too far. The count's 0-1. Morgan in the box, Schulter on deck, Garvey in the hole for Concord. Again, we'll play 2 this afternoon. Stay tuned. After the conclusion of Game 1, Game 2 will start shortly after. Sykes delivers the 0-1 pitch home. A called strike, and the count 0-2. Lewis on first, Giles on second after back-to-back singles to start the top half of the third. 5 hits now for the Mountain Lions as the 0-2 pitch home to Morgan is lined off the glove of Lucero. Was it foul? Yes, it was. Just to the right of first. Almost a web gem by Lucero, just off the tip of her glove. And the count remains 0-2. Right-handed Morgan awaits the 0-2 offering from Sykes as she spins and fires. This one drilled deep to left center. Brooks giving chase on the run. It'll get off the top of the wall. Giles rounds third. Throw to the infield cutoff. She will score, and it's 5-1 Concord. Third consecutive hit. Second time this game, the combination of Giles, Lewis, and Morgan has rattled off 3 straight hits, and the Concord lead is back to 4. It's a deep RBI single as Lewis moves to second. Morgan aboard first. Second hit of the day for her as Kayla Schulter stands in. Sykes steals home the first pitch. A swing and a miss for strike 1. So the Eagles got 1 in the bottom half of the second. Concord has immediately answered with 1 here in the top of the third and 2 runners aboard with nobody out. Sykes fires the 0-1. It's fouled back, and the count 0-2. Schulter in the box, Garvey on deck. Sloan LeBron in the hole. Garvey and Sloan LeBron, part of the 2 strikeouts that Riley Sykes tallied to end the first inning. As the 0-2 pitch home, it's fouled back once again. Schulter stays alive. Count remains. No balls and 2 strikes. Schulter, the junior utility player out of Manchester, Maryland, hit 162 in 23 starts last year. She awaits the next 0-2 offering. This one is looped to center. Cameron back on it. She'll make the play. Lewis pump fakes at second, but she stays put. And that's the first out of the inning. Kendall Garvey stands in with 1 down. Runner still on first and second as Lewis and Morgan stay put at first and second. Sykes takes a peek at her wrist. Fires the first pitch home to Garvey. It's dribbled foul, and the count 0-1. Garvey appeared in 31 games in 2024, made 20 starts, hit .226, doubled twice, and tallied 7 RBIs for the Mountain Lions, a senior out of Dumfries, Virginia. It's count 0-1 to her. Lewis on second, Morgan on first. Pitch home is outside. Count evens at 1-1. Eagles looking to improve on a impressive opening day outing, but facing a hole here in the top half of the third. As Sykes delivers a 1-1 home. This one is hit left side and foul. Left to Macaulay Bailey at third, and the count is a ball and 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 away. Top half of the third. Double play ball is in order for the Eagle defense to try and get out of this inning, allowing just 1. Next pitch home is low and outside. This count moves 2 balls and 2 strikes. Concord statistically behind the Eagles in most categories last season. Hit .283 as a team. 251 runs, hit 20 home runs. One category that really stands out is, as I mentioned, the stolen bases. Concord stole 20 more than the Eagles in 2024 as this pitch finds the inner half of the plate, called strike 3. And Garvey's down on strikes for the second time today, and that's out number 2. Fourth punch out for Riley Sykes through 2 innings and some change. As she'll face Gianna Sloan-LeBron with 2 down. First pitch home is up and away for ball 1. Back to the point about Concord and the base stealing threat. Stole 68 bags in 75 attempts. Carson-Newman stole 48. Still an impressive number for the Eagles, but Concord just excellent at stealing bases last season as the pitch home is a swing and a miss. Count evens at ball and a strike. Sloan-LeBron at the plate, then we'll go back to the top for Gleason, who's ready for her 3rd plate appearance of the day. As Sykes steals the 1-1. His hair outside, and the count moves 2 balls and a strike. Sloan-LeBron 0 for 1 with a strikeout earlier in the ballgame as she waits on the 2-1. It's just high, ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. And Riley Sykes, not one to walk many hitters. She hasn't done so yet today. Only walked 7 in her last action in 2023. She deals a 3-1 pitch home. Check swing, foul ball to the netting. And the count moves full. Big pitch up coming for Riley Sykes, trying to keep it a 4-run deficit. And get the Eagle offense back to work. Carson-Newman, again, has shown its capability to play from behind. That bases loaded last inning. Did get 1 run across, but certainly looking for more. The 3-2 pitch is low. Ball 4. Runners taken off on the pitch. They'll go to second and third as Lewis takes third. Morgan takes second. And Sloan-LeBron aboard first. First walk of the day for Sykes. And Morgan Gleason will get in that bat with 2 down. Concord today, 3 of 7 with runners in scoring position, looking to improve on that tally here as the first pitch swing and a miss for strike one. Big moment in this ball game right here as Sykes looking to keep the game within a reasonable distance for the Carson-Newman offense. But an opportunity for Concord to really break this one open. Next pitch home is up and away. Count evens at a ball and a strike. Gleason in the box. Jamerson awaits on deck. Rains in the hole for Concord. With 2 down and the bases juiced. The 1-1 pitch out. Popped high in the sky left side. Bailey gives it a look, but it goes up on the hill behind the Concord dugout as the count moves a ball and 2 strikes. Due up for the Eagles is that meaty part of the order with Hayden Dye, McCauley, Bailey, Santana Anderson. Due up for the Eagles, Sykes trying to get them to the plate. Here in a 1-2 count with Concord's leadoff, Morgan Gleason. The 1-2 swing and a miss. Strike 3. 5th punch out for Riley Sykes. She strands the bases loaded. Concord does get one in the frame, but Sykes limits the harm. We'll head to the bottom half of the third. Concord's lead is back to 4. It's 5-1 here on the Eagles Sports Network.
Don't know what to wear on game day? Head over to shopseeandeagles.com for all of your Carson-Newman athletics gear. You can find clothing from Adidas, Columbia, Nike, and Under Armour to cover you from head to toe. ShopSeeingEagles.com also has duffel bags, backpacks, jewelry, pet supplies, and gifts. Don't waste any more time. Prove you are the ultimate Carson-Newman fan with the official gear of the Eagles at ShopSeeingEagles.com. Visit today.
Dorm food got you down? Need a home-cooked meal? Then Lisa's Country Kitchen is for you. Lisa's Country Kitchen has been feeding Carson-Newman students for 15 years. Lisa's has a family-friendly atmosphere all day long, from the morning with their $2.99 breakfast specials to dinner with Lisa's fresh, never-frozen steaks. Carson-Newman students get a 10% discount with their student ID.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
Back on the Eagles Sports Network, Eagles look for another answer, trailing by 4 for the second time today after cutting the deficit to 3. Concord gets one back in the top half of the third. Ryan Wilkes with you here on the Eagles Sports Network for the 16th meeting all time between Concord and Carson-Newman. The Eagles lead the all-time series 11-4, currently on a 6-game winning streak. That is in jeopardy here this afternoon, with Concord coming out swinging after a tough loss yesterday. The Mountain Lions have come ready to play here on a Sunday morning in Jefferson City. Hayden Dye at the plate. 0 for 1. She grounded into a fielder's choice as the first pitch home is a called strike. The Eagles' first team preseason All-SAC selection, the senior out of Knoxville, awaits the 0-1 pitch. It's fouled back, and the count is 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, nobody aboard, nobody out for the slugging shortstop Hayden Dye. With McCauley, Bailey awaiting on deck, Santana Anderson in the hole. Really tough part of the order for Irvin to face as she deals high for ball 1. Josie Irvin, with some help from her defense, has delivered 2 strong innings. Outside of the 3 walks, she struck out 1, allowed just 1 hit, and 1 earned run to come across. After pitching a heavy part of last game, Hayden Dye dribbles this one back up the middle. Hard hit ball finds the center field hole, and Hayden Dye reaches with a leadoff single. Nice piece of hitting from Dye. Went up to get that one and deposited it right in center field for the Eagles' second hit of the day. And a leadoff base runner for McCauley Bailey. Bailey's on record watch this season. She continues to impress. It's her 3rd season here on the banks in Mossy Creek. The first pitch home to her is fouled back for strike 1. Bailey with 30 career home runs puts her 4th all-time on the Carson-Newman all-time home run list, and she's well within reach of climbing up the leaderboards as a 0-1 pitch home to her is low, and the count evens at a ball and a strike. She sits behind just 3 other Carson-Newman sluggers. Sarah Kelly leads the all-time list from 2011 to 2014, hit 35 home runs. Sarah Little with 33 from 07 to 2010, and Bailey just one home run off tying the all-time list at third as she takes the pitch high, and the count's 2 balls and a strike. Mary Shelley from 2009 to 2012 hit 31, so Bailey just one home run behind Sheely. That's a pitch home to Bailey is high, ball 3, and the count 3 balls and a strike. 3 balls, 1 strike. Hayden Dye on first after the leadoff single. Bailey 0 for 1 with the fly out to right field. She awaits a 3-1 pitch. It's high, ball 4. More traffic on the base pass for the Eagles. With Bailey reaching on a walk, puts Hayden Dye on second. Now Santana Anderson with an opportunity with nobody out in the bottom half of the third. Anderson, the impact transfer out of Limestone, an all-conference player, making her way to Mossy Creek, awaits the first pitch. She skies it high right side. Jamerson gives chase down the line. It's going to fall in fair ground. Dye rounds third. She'll head home. Bailey going first to third. Throws cut off by Garvey. Throw to second. Not in time to get Santana Anderson. It's an RBI single to make it 5-2. Looked like trouble off the bat, and it was. Jamerson couldn't get there in time. Dye scores from second, excuse me. Bailey goes first to third, and Carson-Newman's back within 3. All at a single and advancement to second on the throwback in the infield for Santana Anderson. And it's second and third for Brooklyn Lucero. First pitch blown away for ball 1. Tying run at the plate for the Eagles. 2 runners in scoring position with nobody out here in the third. The 1-0 is high, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Nobody out for Brooklyn Lucero. And the Carson-Newman offense. Bailey on third. Anderson on second. As the 1-0 pitch is dribbled back up the middle. It'll squeak through for a base hit. Bailey will score. Anderson rounds third. She will score as the throw gets away from Morgan. Sloan LeBron there to back it up, but it's a 2 RBI single for Brooklyn Lucero, and it's 5-4. Back-to-back RBI knocks. This time it's Lucero driving in 2, and the Eagles showing life here in the third. A 3 spot already, still nobody out for Winter Morris. Representing the go-ahead run at the dish, Lucero the tying run aboard first. First pitch home from Josie Irvin is a called strike. And the count 0-1. Morris is sophomore to Crozet, Virginia. Had the pinch hitting appearance yesterday, which ended the game against Kentucky State. She grounds this one right side to Garvey. Throw to second. Pulls Lewis off the bag, but she's able to get her foot back in time to get Brooklyn Lucero. And Morris replaces her at first on the fielder's choice. Fielder's choice goes 3-6. As Kennedy Warder steps back in for her second plate appearance. Is hit by a pitch in her first. Got the second, but was doubled up off the bag to end the second as Irvin delivers home. Warder watches it just low for ball 1. Nothing at 1 the count to Warder. She watches the next pitch low. And the count evens at a ball and a strike. One and 1 the count with 1 down for Warder. As count moves 2-1 on a pitch in the turf. Two balls and a strike. Morris aboard first after she reached on a fielder's choice. 2-1. Catches the top of the zone. The count 2-2. Eagles look to continue to add on here in the third. A 3 spot already As pitch to Warder is off the handle of the bat. It's trouble. It'll drop. Morris, a late jump. She'll get to second as the ball gets away from Jamerson. Now she's trying to go to third. The throw is not in time. Morris with a wonderful slide to avoid the tag from Morgan. And Winter Morris goes first to third on a shallow single off the bat of Kennedy Warder. A late jump off the first base bag. Didn't even think about it, rounding second. Headed for third. It was really the slide that allowed Morris to get in there ahead of the tag. First and third for Abby Martin. And the tying run on third base. The lefty Irvin looks home, deals the first pitch home to Martin. It's low for ball one. And just like that, the Eagles able to get back in this game. 4-0 after one. The Eagles got one in the second, but an immediate response from Concord with one in the third. The Eagles have answered with three here in the home half of the third inning. Next pitch is a called strike, and the count evens at 1-1. The 1-1 pitch home to Martin. Misses high, and the count 2 balls and a strike. Martin in the box for Carson-Newman is the 2-1 pitch. Up and in. Ball 3. They're going to check. She did not go around. That's count 3 balls and a strike. Irvin in jeopardy of loading the bases with just one down. The 3-1 pitch catches the inner part of the plate. The count moves full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Runners on the corners for Carson-Newman, trailing 5-4 here in the bottom half of the third inning. As Martin awaits the payoff, this one back towards the circle off the glove of Irvin. Throw to second by Lewis, not in time. Morris racing for home, and she slides in safely. Heads up base running all around by Winter Morris. As soon as she saw trouble at the bag at second, took off for home, and all runners are safe. Martin at first, Warder at second. Morris scores, and the game is tied. What a sequence for Winter Morris on the base pass. Not what she's known for, but she certainly made an impact right there, going first to third on the shallow single by Warder, and then taking home after the muffed exchange at the second base bag. And the Eagles have scored 4 in the third. As a circle visit going on, a little conversation between Josie Irvin and her infield. As the Eagles have now matched Concord both in the runs and hits column. 5 runs on 6 hits for Carson-Newman, 5 runs on 6 hits for Concord. As the Eagles have scored 5 in the last 2 frames, looking for more runners on first and second. With just 1 away for Trinity Brooks, who re-enters after being pinch hit for by Addie Saunders. She'll get her first cuts of the day. A left-handed slapper out of Jackson, Tennessee. Really impressive freshman year for her. Entering her sophomore season with the Lady Eagles. She squares the bunt. She went around. Now a check back to second on Warder, who sticks her foot back in time. 0-1 the count to Brooks. With 1 down, Martin on first. Warder on second for Carson-Newman, looking to take the lead here in the third after trailing by 4 2 times in this ball game. A 0-1 pitch from Irvin home is a swing and a miss up high by Brooks, and the count 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. A pitch to Brooks is slapped back towards second. Range charging, can't get there in time. Throw back to third to check on Warder. Not in time, and Trinity Brooks uses her speed for an infield single. Bases loaded for the top of the order. Sienna Cameron steps back in from the left side. Takes the first pitch for a called strike. And the count 0-1. Brooks on first. Martin on second. Warder on third. Warder represents the go-ahead run here in the bottom of the third. The 0-1 pitch home is skied high towards first. Garvey underneath it. She'll make the grab for the second out. Cameron retired. Now Hayden Dye with a chance to untie this ballgame. The Eagles looking to avoid stranding the bases loaded for the second time in as many innings. But still, regardless, a productive inning for Carson-Newman. 4 runs on 5 hits for the Lady Eagles. It's a quick conversation between umpires here at the Vic before Dye steps in. Concord's head coach Alyssa Morris with a quick conversation behind the dish. And we're back ready to go. Hayden Dye steps in, bases loaded for the Eagles. Brooks on first, Martin on second, Warder on third with 2 down. Dye stands in from the right side. The lefty Irvin fires home. This one corkscrewed right side, foul. No balls and a strike to Hayden Dye. 1 for 2 on the afternoon. She reached on a fielder's choice and singled, came around to score the second time. She led off the inning for the Eagles. Carson-Newman's now hit around in the bottom of the third. 0-1 pitch to Dye. Check swing up high. She went around. Strike 2. Irvin 1 strike away from keeping this game tied. Carson-Newman looking to break through and take the lead. Already 4 here in the third. And the bases juice for the Lady Eagles. Irvin spins and delivers. Low and outside. And the count moves the ball in 2 strikes. To recap, Dye started off with a single. Macaulay Bailey walked. Anderson singled home 1. And Lucero followed it up with an RBI single of her own. For winner, Morris reached on a fielder's choice as Dye fouls it back. Count remains 1-2. And if you missed it, winner Morris really put on a master class of base running as she scored on hit up the middle. And then Warder singled as well as Martin before Brooks walked. Next pitch home is low and away. And the count 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. As the Eagles look to take the lead. 4 runs on 6 hits here in this frame. As a 2-2 pitch home is up and in. Ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes as Irvin looks to end the frame. 7 hits allowed, 5 earned runs. She's walked 4, struck out 1 in 19 batters faced here this afternoon. The payoff pitch home. Grounded up the middle, a base hit. Warder scores. Martin rounds third. She will score. Brooks trying for 3. She's tagged out. Brooks asking for interference. Not going to get the call nonetheless. The single by Dye scores 2. And Carson-Newman leads 7-5. A 6 spot in the bottom of the third for Carson-Newman. And the Eagles have jumped out in front. We'll head to the top of the 4th. Eagles lead here on the Eagles Sports Network.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City has deals for Carson-Newman students. Bring in your valid student ID when you order for pickup or delivery, and Domino's in Jefferson City will give you a steaming hot large 1-topping pizza for $4.99. That's a large 1-topping pizza for Carson-Newman students for $4.99 at Domino's in Jeff City. Call 865-471-6700 to order. That's 865-471-6700. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
Okay, let's see. I'm ready to do this. Carson-Newman. It's been around since 1851. Lots of flexible online programs. Wow. World-class accredited academics. A faith and learning environment with professors who really care about me. A top 10 best value school. Carson-Newman gives $48 million a year in financial aid. This is the perfect place. I'm in.
Back on the Eagles Sports Network, what an answer for Carson-Newman in the bottom half of the third. A 6 spot for the Eagles off Josie Irvin. 6 hits. 7 hits for Carson-Newman to answer Concord after trailing by 4 entering the frame. The Eagles explode offensively as Riley Sykes back in the circle for the Eagles. She's done a very nice job in her first action since 2023. 2 2/3 for her, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk. She struck out 5 in her first appearance of 2025. She'll face off with Blake Jamerson to start the 4th inning. The freshman Jamerson stands back in 0 for 2 this afternoon. Had a big hit yesterday, but nothing doing so far this afternoon for the Mountain Lions. Reached on a fielder's choice, did come around to score, and then flew out to second. First pitch to Jamerson is low for ball 1. Jamerson, Raines, Giles due up 2, 3, and 4 for Concord. Now looking for an answer very similar to what transpired yesterday, earlier in the ball game here this afternoon, as Jamerson dribbles this one left side, dive charges, throw to first. A little high, but Brooklyn Lucero able to take care of it for the first out. A 6-3 ground out for the first out of the 4th. As Courtney Raines will stand in. She walked and struck out looking in her last appearance. As right-handed Raines stands in. Again, one of Concord's top returners, certainly one of the Mountain Lions' top hitters, hit .353 season ago and hit a conference best in doubles with 16. She takes the first pitch strike. And the count 0-1. Scoreboard's looking pretty loaded this afternoon. Nothing doing in the first for Carson-Newman, but 1 in the second, 6 in the third to take the lead. The 0-1 is low, and the count is a ball and a strike. Again, another less busy than yesterday, but still busy day on the Eagle Sports Network. We'll have Tyler Katz with your call, the Carson-Newman and King Series finale. King looking to salvage one. The Eagles looking for a sweep to open the 2025 campaign as the pitch runs low to Courtney Raines. The count 2 balls and a strike. Right-handed Sykes toes the rubber, fires home the 2-1. Raines takes low, ball 3. If you have some time on a Sunday afternoon, call on out for Game 2 of Carson-Newman and Concord getting underway. Likely a little bit after 12:30. That's what the schedule says, but been a lot of offense in this one. As the 3-1 home to Raines is low, ball 4. Actually called a strike, as Raines thought it was ball 4, but she takes strike 2, and the count moves full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away for Riley Sykes and the Carson-Newman defense here in the top half of the 4th inning. The payoff pitch home. Line towards center. It'll drop for a base hit. And Courtney Raines has her first hit of the afternoon and gives Concord a 1-out base runner. Nice piece of hitting there. Took it right back up the middle, depositing it right in front of Sienna Cameron in center. As Elena Giles stand in. Runner on first with 1 away for the Mountain Lions. Tying run at the plate. And Giles, who's 2 for 2 this afternoon. Hot start for her, hitting .750 through the first couple games of the year. As a first pitch home on the inside corner for strike 1. She's accounted for 3 of the 5 Mountain Lion runs this afternoon. Had the 3-run home run in the first, part of a 4-run outburst for Concord in the first. The Eagles have since answered. Sykes delivers home. This one off the handle of the bat towards Anderson and right, but it will go foul. And the count 0-2. Lewis awaits on deck. She's singled. It was Lewis who hit the home run. Giles does have an RBI single. But Lewis 2 for 2 with a 3-run homer and a single. As the 0-2 pitch is dribbled left side to Dyatt. Short throw to second for 1. No throw to first as the speedy Giles reaches on a fielder's choice, but the Eagles will certainly trade that for an out, and there's 2 down. Lewis stands in with 2 down. Giles replaces Raines at first. And Riley Sykes looking for another scoreless frame here in the 4th. First pitch home to Lewis is low for ball one. 7-5 Carson-Newman. It was a 6-run third that's put the Eagles out in front. And now Sykes looking to keep the lead right where it is with a 1-0 offering home to Lewis. It's called strike. And the count is 1-1. Bailey, Anderson, Lucero due up for Carson-Newman in the home half of the fourth. Sykes looking to slam the door on the Mountain Lions here in the top half. The 1-1. This one looped to right center. Anderson charging in. It'll drop. Rounding second, heading to third is Giles. A rocket throw from Anderson is on line, but not in time, as Giles goes first to third on the 2-out single from Lacey Lewis. Third hit of the day for the Concord shortstop. And it puts runners on the corners with 2 down. Even though it didn't result in an out, head coach Michael Graves has talked a lot about the arm strength of Santana Anderson. Certainly showed it right there with a rope from right field. Just a little bit behind Giles heading for third. Kendall Morgan stands in. She skies one high to shallow center. Cameron charges in and makes the play for out number 3. Scoreless top half of the fourth for the Eagles and Riley Sykes. And head to the bottom half. Eagles look to add to his 7-5 lead here on the Eagles Sports Network.
There's something about a small community that unites us, whether it's cheering on our favorite team or the way we come together in a crisis. Small communities are made up of people with big hearts. We're dedicated to hard work and innovation through sunny days and stormy nights. AEC is always here, powering the people and the places that make our community a spectacular place to call home. AEC, power what matters most.
Insurance, it's about people, not things. It's about security. It's about confidence. It's about relationships. It's about trust. It's about you. As a local independent agent, Bible Insurance Agency can design an insurance program that's just right for you and your family. Give the people you love safe, sound, secure protection from Auto Owners Insurance. Call Bible Insurance Agency 423-586-4320 or go by 1600 East Andrew Johnson Highway in Morristown.
Back for the home half of the fourth, Carson-Newman looks to add to its lead. After trailing by 4 twice in this ballgame, the Eagles have jumped out in front, and a scoreless frame for Riley Sykes brings the Eagles back to the plate with an opportunity to add to the lead. Against Josie Irvin, it'll be Bailey to lead it off, Anderson on deck, Lucero in the hole. Bailey 0 for 1. Flew out to right in her first at-bat, reached on a walk in her second, and came around to score. Right-handed junior out of Cross Plains, Tennessee. Awaits the first pitch from Josie Irvin. It's low for ball one. Back-to-back, really impressive seasons for Bailey. Practically replicated her freshman season numbers that had her selected as the freshman of the year. 15 home runs, back-to-back campaigns for Bailey. The 1-0 is lifted deep to right center. Back is Jamerson, and that ball is going to leave. First home run of the year for Macaulay Bailey, and puts her third all-time in the Carson-Newman record books. 31st career home run, as Bailey will touch them all, and it's 8-5. First hit of the day for Macaulay Bailey is a loud one. And the Eagles' lead is now 3. Tied for third all-time now with Mary Sheely, who hit 31 across the 2009 to 2012 seasons. Bailey now tied third all-time and is sure to climb even higher here in 2025. Santana Anderson stands in from the right side after the Bailey round tripper and takes the first pitch low for ball one. Ball and no strikes. Irvin dealing to Santana Anderson, who is 1 for 2 with an RBI single. She lifts this one high right side, and it will go out of play. Count as a ball and a strike. Santana Anderson with nobody out here in the home half of the fourth inning. Next pitch is high. This count moves 2 balls and 1 strike. Bottom 4 Eagles have scored now 7 unanswered after trailing 5-1. The 2-1 pitch home to Anderson is roped to deep center. Back on it to the track the wall. Get off the top of the wall. It's a loud single. A screamer off the bat of Anderson that gets over the head of Gleason in center. And Santana Anderson with her second hit of the day. Gives Carson-Newman another base runner. I'll bring the infield in to chat with Josie Irvin. Anderson on first. With nobody out, again, really hard to tiptoe around this part of the order with Cameron, Dye, Bailey, and Anderson, followed by Brooklyn Lucero to headline this order. Lucero will be at the dish once the visit with Irvin is concluded. With Winter Morris on deck, Kennedy Warder in the hole. Carson-Newman now in double digits in the hit column with 10. 2 here in the bottom half of the fourth. As we're going to see a change for Concord. New pitcher coming in. I believe it will be Reagan Hintz. We'll check on that on the other side. Irvin hands over the ball, and see a new arm in for Concord on the other side here on the Eagle Sports Network.
Sure, we've been around a while, 171 years to be exact. We know the power of a liberal arts-based Christian education and the tremendous potential of what can be found on this campus, within this community. We are adventurers, dreamers, believers, passionate and compassionate, curious and clever, driven by a common purpose towards a common goal.
I found my passion.
I found purpose.
We are Carson-Newman.
What will you find?
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
New arm in for Concord. It is Abriel Fields taking over in the circle for Josie Irvin. We'll go over her line in a moment. As Lucero stands in from the right side, first pitch from Fields is a call and strike at the bottom of the zone. And the count 0-1. Next pitch home to Lucero, skips in the turf, and the count evens at 1-1. Fields takes a look at her wrist, ready to deal the next offering home to Lucero. She dribbles this one left side and through, right by Lacey Lewis in the 6 hole, and that's another single for Brooklyn Lucero. Second hit of the day for Lucero moves Anderson first to second, and that's the 4th straight knock for Carson-Newman, dating back to the bottom half of the 3rd. Here's Winter Morris with 1 down. Excuse me, nobody out here in the bottom half of the 4th. First pitch home to Morris is high for ball 1. And the count of ball and no strikes. Next pitch home to Morris. Taken inside, throw back to second to check on Anderson. She gets in just ahead of the attack from Raines. Ends up play from Sloan LeBron to check back on Anderson, who's a little far off the bag, but she's able to get back in safely. And the count 2 balls and no strikes to Morris. Next pitch on the way, off speed. Morris pumps it over the head of Jamerson, an old drop. Anderson rounds third, she'll head home. Lucero going first to third. It's an RBI double for Winter Morris, and it's 9-5. Another nice piece of hitting from Morris. As Lucero goes first to third, Morris aboard second, and the Eagles now lead by 4. Here's Kennedy Warder with nobody out and runners on first and second. First pitch home to her. This one is laced into center, giving chases Gleason, and it drops on the track. Scoring is Lucero Morris right behind her. A 2 RBI double for Kennedy Warder, and it's 11-5. The Eagles have surged offensively here in the last couple innings. Warder with another extra base hit, her second in as many games. And Abby Martin will step in. Warder on second with nobody out. First pitch home to Martin. This one's crushed, but it'll be playable for the left fielder Giles. And there's one down. Another hard hit ball by the Eagles. This one found the glove of Giles in left. And there's one down. Trinity Brooks in the box, takes the first pitch low for ball 1. Another check back to second on Kennedy Warder. She's back in time. Next pitch home to Brooks. She slaps it to left center. Giles lays out, deflects off her glove, and drops in for a base hit. Warder rounds third. She comes home. It's 12-5. Trinity Brooks with an RBI double. What an effort from Giles in left. Just couldn't squeeze it. And Kennedy Warder scores from second. Another extra base hit for the Eagles. This time Trinity Brooks delivers her second hit of the day. And we'll go back to the top for Sienna Cameron. 11 runs in the last 2 innings for Carson-Newman. 6 in the third, 5 in the fourth, and still 2 outs to work with. First pitch to Cameron, skips in the turf. Brooks takes off as soon as she sees it and reaches third on a pass ball. Stolen base for Trinity Brooks. She got a nice jump from second base. Now we'll see a visit in the circle from the Concord infield. Let's recap the scoring a little bit. While we have a second, it was Concord who jumped out to that 4-0 advantage, had another 4-run lead after the Eagles struck back with 1. But since then, it's been all Carson-Newman. Santana Anderson with an RBI single. Brooklyn Lucero with a 2 RBI knock. And Abby Martin scored 1 as well. Hayden Dye, a 2 RBI single. Macaulay Bailey's first home run of the season, 31st of her career, to move her tied 3rd all-time on the Carson-Newman home run list. As the Eagles have a 7-run advantage, 1 run away from making this a run rule territory ball game with Sienna Cameron in the box. Trinity Brooks represents that run. That would make it an 8-run game. As the pitch down low to Cameron, ball 2. This game is really turned on its head. But Concord was coming out hungry, ready to play here in this one. Certainly still has, but the Eagles have just turned it up offensively as Cameron laces 1, an RBI single that scores Brooks, and it is now an 8-run ball game. Carson-Newman in run rule territory, back-to-back 6-run frames, and still only 1 out. Cameron's second hit of the day scores Brooks from third. And Hayden Dye will step back up. She has 2 hits. As Carson-Newman continues to pour it on here in the fourth. Eagles will need 3 outs to make this the second run rule victory in as many games for the Lady Eagles. Looking to add some insurance here with Hayden Dye at the dish. First pitch home is in for a called strike. As Fields delivers home, skips this one on the turf. Nice jump from Cameron, and she nabs second, sliding in safely. Count moves a ball and a strike on Dye as Sienna Cameron with a nice jump. Heading first to second. Fields, a righty, taking over for Josie Irvin. Wheels and deals. A strike, swinging strike by Hayden Dye. And the count is 1-2. Fields, the freshman out of Prince George, Virginia, makes her first appearance in the circle here in 2025. And ready to deal a 1-2 pitch to the slugging bat of Hayden Dye. The 1-2 pitch is looped into shallow center. That'll drop in front of Gleason for another base hit. Cameron moves second to third. Dye pulls up at first with another knock. Her third of the day. And that'll bring Macaulay Bailey back to the plate, who led off the frame with her 31st home run of her career. Runners on the corners with one down for Carson-Newman. 13 runs on 16 hits. 12 of the 13 runs have come between the third and the fourth. First pitch home to Bailey. Off-speed pitch that misses high for ball one. The right-handed Fields takes a peek at her wrist. Dye stands on first with Cameron on third. Next pitch home to Bailey is up and away. Now Dye caught in a run down. And now Cameron caught off third. Throw back to third to check on her. Not in time. And Dye reaches second. Heads up by Sienna Cameron to take the attention away from Hayden Dye between first and second. Lewis decided to check back at third. And Cameron gets back in ahead of the throw. Some really heads-up base running by Carson-Newman this afternoon. And now runners on second and third. A 2-0 count to Macaulay Bailey. The pitch home from Fields. Bailey fouls it back. And the count 2 balls and strike. Two balls, one strike, one out, 2 ducks on the pond for Macaulay Bailey, who is 1 for 2 this afternoon. Off-speed pitch runs high, and the count moves 3-1. Anderson on deck, Lucero in the hole. Those three started off this inning and went 3 for 3. Bailey's home run, Anderson's single, and Lucero's single. And then 2 more hits after that, back-to-back doubles, as Bailey cuts and fouls this one off. As the count moves full up 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. The pitch home to Bailey is lined to right. Coming in is Jamerson. She lays out and makes the catch. Cameron tagging from third. She'll score, and it's 14-5. Great catch by Jamerson, the freshman in right, to take away a knock from Macaulay Bailey, but a run does score, and the Eagles' lead is now 9. Now Santana Anderson in the box. After the sac fly from Bailey, first pitch home to her is low for ball one. As right-handed Fields gets a call, Dye stands on second with 2 away. A ball and no strikes to count. As she fires home. Pitch misses away, and the count 2 balls and no strikes. Productive day all around for the Eagles after a bit of a slow start. Now 14 runs on 16 hits and 3 outs away from another run rule victory. The 2-0 pitch misses high. Ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes, 2 down for the Eagle offense. As a pitch home to Anderson, cut on a miss for strike one, giving the green light in a 3-0 count. And the count now 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 away. Dye stands on second. 3-1 pitch to Anderson. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Fields pulled the string. Anderson a little bit ahead of it. And the count is full. Nice day so far for Santana Anderson. She's 2 for 3, struck out in her first at-bat, but has since tallied 2 singles. As a payoff pitch home is low ball 4. Anderson will reach again with 2 down and bring Brooklyn Lucero back to the plate. First and second for Lucero, who's 2 for 2, 2 singles and a walk in her first at-bat. It's a preseason all-sack selection. Stands in from the right side. Abrielle Fields winds up and fires high for ball 1. Anderson on first, Dye on second, 2 down in the 4th. The Eagles have scored 13 unanswered to take a 14-5 lead over Concord here in game 1 of 2. 1-0 pitch to Lucero. Misses just a hair low, and the count 2 balls and no strikes. This inning, the Eagles 7 runs on 8 hits, one of them coming off the bat of Lucero, who awaits the 2-0 pitch. It's high ball 3. Winter Morris awaits on deck. RBI double in her last at-bat. As a 3-0 pitch from Fields comes home, it's low ball 4. Back-to-back walks to Anderson and Lucero. And once again, the base is loaded for Winter Morris. Already an RBI double on the day for Morris, and some really nice base running from the sophomore. Certainly made an impact in her first start here in 2025. As Dye stands on third, Anderson on second, Lucero on first with 2 down. First pitch home to Morris. A called strike, and the count 0-1. Turned out to be a really nice day here on Mossy Creek. Skies have cleared out. Temperatures are up, feeling like early spring weather for softball. As a 0-1 pitch to Morris is in the turf. And the count evens at a ball and a strike. I have to think you'll likely see Riley Sykes come out to try and close this thing out in the top half of the 5th. The Eagles leading by 9. Morris cranks this one deep center, going back to the track, the wall, and this one's going to leave. A grand slam for Winter Morris. The sophomore continues on her excellent day for her first round tripper of the season, and Carson-Newman leads 18-5. She'll don the pink cowgirl hat for the first time this season, and Carson-Newman's offensive explosion continues. 11 runs here in the 4th. Winter Morris leaves the yard to give Carson-Newman a 13-run advantage, certainly in run rule territory in this ballgame. Morris, only her second home run of her career here in her sophomore season. She got a hold of that one deep to right center, as we'll see Josie Irvin re-enter. She'll get warmed up, and we'll take a quick break and be back on the other side here on the Eagles Sports Network.
How do you know you're in a community, not just a town? Well, strangers smile as they walk by. They refill your coffee without you asking. And when you ask directions, people offer to walk you there. Communities give more. The way you know when you walk into First Bank that you are in a real community bank. Great products, direct access to your local bankers, and relationships that can last a lifetime. Don't just have an account. Have a community with First Bank. Member FDIC.
At InterDigital, we strive to be a leading provider of cutting-edge digital and marketing solutions. At InterDigital, we want to help our clients find success. Our team of technology gurus work together to ensure InterDigital continues to progress forward as technology advances. At InterDigital, we make technology work for you. Visit interdigital.com for IT support, web development, virtual tours, graphic design, internet marketing, mobile app, and film production services.
InterDigital, laser focused on your success.
Kennedy Warder at the plate, base is empty with 2 down as she takes a first pitch ball down low, and the count a ball and no strikes. If you missed it, Winter Morris grand slam. Second home run of her career, first of the season. And she clears the bases, her second RBI knock of the day, as Warder takes a called strike. And the count's 1-1. Morris now 2 for 3. An RBI double and that grand slam. 5 ribbies on the day for her. She clears the bases for Carson-Newman. Warder fouls it off. And the count, ball and 2 strikes. 18-5 Eagles. Carson-Newman once trailed this game 4-0 early. Concord put up 4 in the first. But the Eagles now 17 unanswered runs to really open this one up. Ball and 2 strikes to count. Irvin to Warder. As the lefty fires home, swing and a miss. Strike 3. Warder down on strikes, but the Eagles will look to close things out on the other side. Carson-Newman leads Concord 18-5 here on the Eagles Sports Network.
When you're sick and tired of fast food and need a fresh home-cooked meal, turn to Lisa's Country Kitchen. Lisa's been cooking up her fresh, never-frozen food for the Lakeway area for more than 15 years. Lisa's cares about her customers. You may enter a stranger, but you'll leave a friend. From foot-long hot dogs to juicy steaks, Lisa's has the best food for the best prices.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
Serving East Tennessee for 40 years, Magaha Electric is the perfect choice for all your electrical projects. Magaha Electric specializes in commercial, retail, manufacturing, residential, and industrial contracting needs. Magaha Electric can provide superior service, technical know-how, and realistic budgeting for any size project in a timely, cost-effective manner. Visit MagahaElectric.com for all your electrical contracting needs. Magaha Electric, your East Tennessee electrical contracting source.
Back on the Eagles Sports Network. Carson-Newman looks to close it out. Needs 3 outs for another run rule victory to start 2025. 11 runs in the fourth for Carson-Newman to open this one up. It's 18-5 as Riley Sykes back out on the rubber for Carson-Newman. To close things out. Pinch hitter for Concord, it's Madison Hollis to pinch hit for the Mountain Lions to start off the top half of the fifth. Sykes takes a peek at her wrist, fires home the first pitch to Hollis. It's low for ball 1. Really impressive stuff all the way around. Riley Sykes is coming in really impressed here in her season debut. 3 2/3. Has struck out 5, walked just 1, faced 17 batters in her return from injury. That's next pitch home to Hollis. A called strike. Count evens at a ball and a strike. Again, Concord started this one out on top. 4 runs in the top of the first. Also led 5-1 at one point before the Eagles have scored the last 17 runs. As next pitch to Hollis, fouled back. The count moves a ball and 2 strikes. Hollis pinch hitting for Kayla Schulter. Kendall Garvey's on deck. She looks like Christy McCord is on deck for the Mountain Lions. As a pitch home to Hollis. Inside. Count moves 2-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Bases empty. Nobody out for the Mountain Lions, who look to salvage some runs here in the fifth to avoid this one ending after 5. As Sykes deals home. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 6th punch out for Riley Sykes. And there's one down. Here's Chrissy McCord. The freshman out of Maryville, Tennessee. Will get some cuts here in the top of the 5th. One down for Sykes in the Eagle defense. As the lefty stands in, first pitch home from Riley Sykes is low for ball 1. 4 runs in the first, 1 in the third for the Concord offense. Not a bad day offensively for the Mountain Lions, but the Eagles have just had the answers. As the next pitch home to McCord. Call it strike, and the count evens at 1-1. Gianna Sloan LeBron on deck, top of the order, and Morgan Gleason awaits in the hole for Concord. 2 outs left to work with here in game 1 of 2. Next pitch home to McCord is slapped left side, foul to the left of the third base bag, and the count moves 1-2. 4 full innings for Riley Sykes. She's allowed 5 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, and 6 Ks in 71 pitches. Game in for Sierra Rogers with 1 out in the first, inherited 2 base runners, and has been excellent since. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count to McCord. Sykes wheels and delivers. McCord slaps one up the middle, and it's a 1-out single. The freshman reaches for her first hit. And Concord has a base runner with Sloan LeBron stepping in to round out this trip through the Concord order. McCord on first with 1 down. As Sykes prepares to fire the first offering to Sloan LeBron. It's taken for a called strike, and the count 0-1 to the Concord backstop. No balls, 1 strike, 1 away. Concord's tallied 5 runs on 9 hits. Certainly not a bad day offensively as Sloan LeBron fouls this one off, and the count 0-2. Not for the Eagles, tallying 18 runs on 17 hits. I'd say it's a pretty nice day at the office for Alyssa Morris's squad. But the Eagles have just been able to answer. It's interesting to see how Carson-Newman would respond after trailing early, and certainly have done well today. Sloan LeBron loops one shallow left. It'll drop in front of Brooks. Back-to-back hits for Concord. And the Mountain Lions have it first and second. And back to the top of the order. 10th hit of the afternoon for Concord. And Morgan Gleason steps back up for the 3rd time. 0 for 2, a line out to second. And a strikeout in her last at-bat. Sloan LeBron stands on first. McCord on second. First pitch home is low for ball 1. Jamerson on deck, reins in the hole as Concord looks to fight. Certainly has not lacked that fight this afternoon, despite trailing. As a 1-0 popped high, shallow infield. Abby Martin underneath it, and she'll make the grab for out number 2. Eagles 1 out away from starting their season with back-to-back run rule victories after taking down Kentucky State 8-0 yesterday. Up 18-5 here in the top of the 5th. That brings Blake Jamerson to the dish with 2 outs in the top of the 5th. First pitch home from Sykes is lined to third, snagged by Bailey, and that'll do it. Carson-Newman wins game 1, 18-5. Carson-Newman with an offensive explosion, 17 unanswered runs after trailing by 4. Eagles get it done, 18 runs, 17 hits. Concord 5 runs on 10 hits, and that brings us to a close here in game 1. We'll be back momentarily for game number 2 between Concord and Carson-Newman. Eagles look to finish the weekend 3-0. Concord looks to salvage a victory here to start 2025. We'll be back just in a little while here on the Eagles Sports Network.